can a uniform elevate your style? So my answer to that is Andy Warhol, Iris Amfel, Diane Keaton, Audrey Hepburn, the late Queen, may she rest in peace, Anna Wintour. Need I go on? All right, hey there, fashion friends. Welcome to today's episode. I'm very happy that you joined me here today. Today's episode is looking at the benefits of having a personal style uniform. As well as that, at the end of the video, I will share some flash tips on how you can create your own personal uniform, but this will also be an ongoing topic on this channel. Also, I would like to mention that today's video is sponsored by Vivaya, but we'll share more on them later. So what is a personal style uniform? Basically, it's a carefully curated collection of clothes that reflects your own personal preferences as well as identity, and that make you feel like the best version of yourself. And then within that, bringing in little twists, little tweaks, little details that then represent you as an individual. So that could be simply just your style of hair, a certain type of glasses, a certain style of makeup. Maybe it's a certain accessory. So what are some of the benefits, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Number one, flexibility. When you have a uniform, it acts as a sort of foundation to your style. It's sort of that default mode. And so what's great about this is that when you have that, you kind of know what you're always working with. And so with that, it's a lot more flexible than people actually realize because you always know what your default mode is. So then it's easy to make those changes. A perfect example of this is footwear. You can be wearing that same exact uniform every single day, and with changing out the footwear, you completely change the mood and appearance of that outfit. Which brings us to our sponsor of today, Vivaya. Vivaya creates a beautiful footwear and apparel for us and the planet. They've developed collections that are fashion forward with impeccable quality, but all while being an accessible price. I love quality at a good price. If you'd like to learn more about Vivaya, check out their Instagram. I'll link it down below. I actually tried Vivaya shoes years ago, early on my channel when I was relatively new and Vivaya was relatively new. And since then, they have made absolute strides with their insoles. So they have improved arch support, a cushioned midsole, a shock absorbing heel rebound, the Melissa, a square-toed perforated heeled boot. I have to have shoes that are easy to put on, so I absolutely love their quick slip, stretchy knit upper. But as well as that, I love that these boots add classic and femininity to my more edgier casual looks. Another boot is the Madison. This is a square toe water repellent boot. That comes in handy here in Minnesota. Again, I love the functionality of this because I love like the stretchy knit boots. However, I don't like when it kind of limits me to the season because of them not being water repellent. So I absolutely love this detail about these boots. Then we have the V Prime. These are casual and versatile, gender-neutral sneakers. These are also water repellent, fantastic. But what pulled me in with these sneakers is just the little twists on a classic sneaker. I love when somebody doesn't reinvent the wheel, they just take something classic, make little twists, little changes to make it special, to make it a little bit more interesting, which sort of goes with what we're talking about here today. So check out Vivaya's sustainable shoes at the link down in my description. And if you decide to purchase some shoes of your own, make sure to use my discount code 12Emily to get 12% off your purchase. All the shoes that I mentioned here today will be linked down in my description, so definitely make sure to check those out. So all of these shoes bring different moods, different vibes to an outfit. So just by changing out something as simple as that within your uniform, you can have a completely different look, a completely different mood instantly. All right, benefit number two is boosting confidence. I think the biggest reason why this boosts self-confidence because of that emphasis on that sense of individuality. I think when you have that focus and something that you just know works for you and really makes you feel like the best version of yourself, and when you really then emphasize that and make that your core style, it really does then ensure you, and the more and more you sort of hone that, the more and more that confidence will boost, and that confidence will then feed back into that sense of individuality, and that sense of individuality will then further build that confidence, and so on and so on. As that confidence begins to grow, it then allows for a lot more self-expression.
You're on my screen like a monumental totem, a beam of light. You rise above the dark, and I don't mean to be a whistleblower, but I know that being me is a saga from afar. When I go too far, I owe myself some real self-care.
Benefit number three, less decision fatigue. You're talking to the queen of overthinkers here. For me, it changed my world when I honed in on my style preferences, on my style uniform, on the things that I really wanted to wear. It made that decision of styling an outfit 10 times easier every single day because it's things that you enjoy wearing. It's things that you're excited about wearing. It's things that you feel really good in, things that are flattering on you. It's sort of like your suit of armor and ultimately just something you don't have to think about. Number 4, it's sustainable for your budget as well as the environment. So with a style uniform, you obviously have the same sort of pieces, similar sort of pieces that you're always defaulting to. It's a lot easier then to invest in pieces, in good quality pieces, because you know that that's something that you're going to wear for a really long time. Those pieces then last a lot longer over time, which then helps you to not have to buy as much over time and keep you from those impulse purchases, because it's a lot easier to keep those gap lists, to keep you on track with your shopping, which helps sustain that budget. It helps you to be more intentional and creates less consumption. Benefit number 5. Forever style. When you have a style uniform that you love, curated collection of pieces that make you feel like the best version of yourself, it ultimately then transcends trends and makes you feel more content with what you have versus always feeling like you need to chase after the next thing, always feeling like you need to change your style because of certain trends or because of a certain season. So when you focus on that personal uniform, it creates that timeless style that ultimately lets you breathe and be content with your pieces, with your wardrobe. And there is such a freeing feeling about that. It still creates flexibility to bring in little sprinkles and little tweaks. You can still play with trends, you can still play with statement pieces, but at the core is your style uniform. You get to choose when you want to sprinkle in a trend or when you want to style a statement piece. And there's absolute bliss in that. And benefit number 6 is the ripple effect. You have this sort of buildup that comes from that foundation of your style uniform that continually contributes to that confidence. And when you feel that full confidence, it then begins to spill over and becomes that drop in the water that ultimately creates that ripple effect into the rest of your life. I can pinpoint right back to when I sort of owned my own personal style uniform and what that did for my life, in my personal life, in my work life, in my fashion life, within my own personal health. So I feel like it's then created this sort of love and gratitude towards my wardrobe, towards the pieces in my wardrobe, because I see them as things that contribute to that positivity in my life, in that ripple effect of my life. And what that does is creates a whole new perspective, not only on your wardrobe, but also on your life. So let's talk about some quick tips that you can use to get started on creating your own personal style uniform if you haven't already. First one is identify your style. So this just takes some self-reflection, really just going into your own wardrobe and figuring out the things that you absolutely love to wear and kind of identifying the certain style types and style moods of those pieces to then help you be able to better find that inspiration, whether it's on Pinterest, in movies, on the streets, on fashion shows, whatever it may be. And then it really helps you to find that focus and direction. After that, declutter your wardrobe. So once you identify sort of your favorite pieces, your favorite looks, then you can also identify the pieces that don't work with that. The pieces that are just basically noise within your closet, get rid of it. After that, curate your wardrobe. This is then figuring out what you have and maybe what you need so that you can then have a clear direction on where you're headed with your wardrobe. I talk about this a lot. Having a gap list really helps me out with kind of knowing the pieces that I need to bring in, and also helps me in knowing what pieces not to bring in, because it's really easy to get pulled in with those impulses. And impulse buying most of the time results in fleeting items, I'd say, for the most part, or results in repeated items. And lastly, once you feel good about where you're at, bring in some personal touches. So this is just where you get to really play, really have some fun, and bring in things that really reflect who you are, and in result, contributing to that personal confidence. That can be hair, makeup, an accessory, some glasses, whatever it is, it's yours. All right, my friends, that concludes benefits of having a personal uniform. I hope that this was helpful. Hopefully this sets you on the right path for your own style journey, for your own style experience. Maybe you're already on that style journey. Maybe you've already found your personal uniform and are just having a lot of fun refining it or changing it up. But comment down below and let us know where you're at on your personal uniform journey. All right, my friends, well, I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay safe, love and support each other, and we will definitely be chatting soon. Bye.